Hello, welcome to Lavco Press Tech. I'm Lavco, here to bring you the review of the much-awaited Elder Scrolls V Skyrim. Now, rather than sit here and babble on about it, I'm going to go ahead and just show you some gameplay footage and tell you some pros and cons I like about it, and at the end I'll give you a verdict on whether or not this stacks up to our, preconceived notion of Skyrim. So, let's go ahead and turn off lights and zoom in on the screen here. We good? Alright. Turn off lights. Alright. So here we are in Skyrim, finally. We are in the town of Whiterun. And as you can see, it looks okay from a distance, but like, if I were to go up close to this column, it's not so great. I don't know how well you guys can see it. And a couple new features they added, including when you talk to people. Oh, well, I guess I can't talk to him while I'm not sure. I can talk to this guard. No? Okay. See, when I talk to her, stuff still happens, and that's kind of a pain in the neck when you're trying to talk to someone in battle, and a dragon comes out of nowhere and just, blows you up, essentially.
Smirks everything.
Yeah. But the selling system in this game is actually quite good because, there's not really any haggling you have to do like back in the other game. When you buy things, you naturally just ascend in speech. It's kind of hard to explain, but it's kind of cool.
Oh, you just from selling?
Yeah. This brings me into my next topic of the menu. The menu is good and it's not. It's a pro and a con because here's the thing. Here's all your magic, and that's great, and here's all your items, and that's great, but it doesn't look like it's a part of the native kind of Elder Scrolls culture. It just looks like something that's kind of like Assassin's Creed, where it's like futuristic applied on old world. You know what I mean? Like, in Oblivion, you had a journal, and it was like a book, and you flipped through it like a book, and it was kind of, I don't want to say realistic because that's kind of silly.
It's kind of nostalgic.
Yeah, but
it fit into the game.
And another point I want to bring up too is the perk system is not. It's like Fallout 3, but not at the same time. Here we have my destruction skill, which is a 49. And if you go into it, novice destruction casts novice spells for half of Magicka, and apprentice for half, and you just do different things that have dual. You can have dual casting where you combine a fire spell together and shoot it off, rather than just having two flamethrowers. So, that's cool and all, but
I am kind of getting that feel that you were saying. It's not it feels like it's not quite integrated fully.
It doesn't. Like, here's all your skills, and you look around the heavens for it. Like, that's cool and all, but a lot of things have gone away. We're missing mysticism and School of Magic. It's just gone. I don't understand how you did that, but okay. Here's another example. Light armor. Increase armor by 80%. So the more you up that up, the more your armor's going to protect you.
Do you even need heavy armor?
I don't. I went through the whole game without it. But yeah. And another thing I want to bring up too is the game's sort of depressing. And I know this is supposed to be the northern province of Cyrodiil, and it's supposed to be raining a lot and snowing a lot, but look at the colors. You don't see anything bright. Everything's real green and brown and gray. And
it actually looks less depressing on this little screen on the camera than it does in real life.
Does it? Because it's pretty darn depressing.
Like, it looks brighter on this screen, but
let's go see if we can find some people to murk.
Go kill a giant.
Go kill a giant?
Yeah.
Alright, I think there's some up right here.
Because now when you're low level, it just launches you to the sky.
That's it? I've killed a giant before, but it was from distance. Alright, let's sneak around. And I don't know, the sneaking system could have been better too.
Where is he?
He's right there.
Oh.
Aha. My horse is getting him. Get him, Shadowmere. Alright. Oh, apparently that was a quest. But yeah, look at the colors. The fire doesn't even produce light on the ground. like firewood. A fire this size, at least.
Yeah, it's a huge fire.
Like, that's a huge fire. That's a 6.5 foot tall fire, and it's not making any light on the ground. It's just kind of there. I just get the feeling that the game creators didn't have fun in mind when they had this game. It was more kind of like a serious kind of, oh, well, you know, oh, the dragons are back, you know, you know? And that sounds kind of silly, but, and even to run this game, the game creators, it's such a big console port that, you have to run beta drivers just to run SLI. It's kind of busted, you know? I've been waiting for this game for how long, and I have to install beta drivers just for it to work? I don't know. I don't know about that, guys. Let's go to Riften. The loading screen, I wish kind of had a bar on it like all the other Elder Scrolls games had. This kind of is just like, oh, we'll wait for it. And I can't imagine that being on console. But the first thing that we've seen in ages is you have the ability to sprint. Huzzah.
Going back to the loading screen real fast, it's like 20 times longer on console.
Is it?
Yeah, because my brother has it for Xbox, and it's so long.
Oh, and you can get married in this game, in that chapel right there. I have no idea where my wife went, but I'm married in the game.
She's somewhere.
She's somewhere.
Say like Goku.
Yeah, I'm like Goku. That's exactly right. And down here is the Thieves Guild, which I am the king of. That's cool. The Thieves Guild quest is actually more interesting, and I feel it's almost longer than the main quest. And at the end of it, you get this sweet armor.
Can you zoom in a bit? Or...
I don't think so.
Okay.
And that's another thing. You really can't look at your character all that well in the menu as well. You can look at items individually.
Like, you can't look at your guy.
You can't look at your guy and zoom in
Oblivion?
and spin around like Oblivion.
Mm-hmm.
You can't do that. So that's kind of busted. And here's another thing I didn't quite like was that. Well, this is brilliant right here. Instead of having hotkeys of only having 9, now you have an infinite amount of favorites, and then you can apply the favorites to whatever. And here's Firebolt on my left and right hands.
Go on first and shoot it.
There we go. So here's one Firebolt. Here's the other. Now I can combine them together and make a Kamehameha, and it does substantially more damage. Pretty cool. So it's interesting that they incorporated that too, and that's not for a normal spell or just any spell either. Like, I can have healing and Firebolt on at the same time, and heal myself with one hand and shoot Firebolts with the other.
So what happens if you pull both?
You just...
That's it?
Yeah, you can't combine healing Firebolt Brass.
A healing Firebolt. So you send health to your teammates, basically.
Yeah.
Your buddies.
Now, you can combine things in this alchemy lab here, and you can mix nerd roots and all kinds of different ingredients together, but as far as that goes, that's it. There's no spell creating, there's no... there is enchanting, but there's no spell creating. Like, that was such a key point of Oblivion for me, was spell creating, because you could make all kinds of crazy spells, and that was a lot of fun, and I feel that this generation of Elder Scrolls is really missing out on it. Let's see. And, to top it all off, there's no Mages Guild, or Fighters Guild. There isn't. I'll show you what they substituted instead. In Whiterun, they have this thing called the Champions, and the Champions are just werewolves that you can become a werewolf in, so that's kind of cool. You can become a werewolf, which I am. But they're right here, kind of by Dragon's Reach. But the only thing they have in the form, if you're a spellcaster, which I like Destruction, I'll use it, but if you're really into magic, this is all I have for you, is this College of Winterhold. This is it. There's no...
Nice.
There's no Mages Guild. This is it. There's a dragon I killed earlier.
Just chill there.
And here's the guys you can buy spells from. There's an enchanter and a guy who summons things. Like, you can't just buy random spells. You have to buy tomes. Like, see how he has tomes?
And then you learn it from there.
And then you click the tome, and then the tome teaches you.
Why?
Like, I just bought one. Let's see. And you have to look through all your books. There it is. Learned. Now I can go over to magic and apply it.
Well, before everyone thinks you're just being negative, why don't you give us some things you like about this game?
The fact that you can play Bioshock. Okay, that's Bioshock, come on. I did like the fact that they gave you kind of a fun place to be. I mean, they make you the Archmage at the end of it. I mean, you can see that coming a mile away. Spoilers if you haven't figured that out yet, guys. I mean, I won't tell you the plot of the whole story, but this is your reward for beating the whole College of Winterhold. You get an Altar of Enchanting. You get a couple things. You get an alchemy lab, which is useful because you have this huge garden, so that's cool. I really like doing alchemy and putting things together, making different potions. That's really, really cool. There's a bed. This is where I keep all my extra stuff. You can get this mace on a side quest. That mace is pretty cool. Yeah, there's a lot of different things in here, and there's a lot of Easter eggs, to be honest with you guys. Like, if you played Oblivion, you're not going to be disappointed when you see...
What?
You see Easter eggs. Like, I found Magic the Liar up in up north, and I was just freaking out because he was in the last game too, and that was 200 years ago. Hey, that's cool. And then if you listen to some of the conversations some of the people have, they talk about Morrowind having their volcano exploding, all the Dumner having to free their homes. Like, that's really, really cool that they incorporate that as well, and maybe we'll see that in the next Elder Scrolls game. Let's see. Oh, there's no arena either. You can't just go somewhere and fight. I thought that was kind of busted, but it's not such a big deal. I mean, Price, what's the first thing you went to or did when you get out of the sewers in Oblivion?
Go to the arena, start killing people, leveling up.
Yeah, straight to the arena.
Can you zoom out so I can see the whole map, or?
This is as far as it goes.
Oh, okay.
The map's not all that big, guys. Really not. Oblivion's bigger. I don't care what anyone says. Oblivion's bigger.
Is it?
Yeah, Oblivion's bigger. There's not all that many towns. The towns are kind of small. There's a lot of little, like, hamlets, though. Like, you can go to Riverwood, and there's some mini quests in there. And I mean, everyone you talk to in this game, this is one of the cooler features, is almost everyone you talk to has a quest. You can walk through Riverwood, select anyone, and get a quest. I mean, I didn't even plan that. I just walked to some guy. Look, I got a quest! Like, that's kind of cool that you can walk into a town and just talk to some random dude and get a quest. And then you can also torture the town, too.
Torture the town?
Well, I call it torturing.
You just shout and make everyone mad?
Pretty much. But I'm going to go into, let's see, my werewolf form. They'll let me. No? No.
Oh, does everyone just freak out like when you're a vampire
Yeah.
in Oblivion, or what?
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
Like, the transformation's really, really cool and real graphic. And
The guards start attacking
the
you.
guards start attacking you, and you can start eating people. Really cool.
So there's not really any mutilation?
There is no mutilation, unfortunately. Then you can feed on the people you're killing to fuel your bloodlust, in which case that keeps your werewolfingness longer.
Huh.
And then you can sprint. Just own people. Rom, 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 rom. And the way you become not a werewolf, I don't know how to cure it, but I know how to stop being a werewolf, is you just stop killing people. And then, kill a dog. But yeah, Yeah, it's kind of cool that you can actually do that, because in Morrowind you could play as a werewolf and you can go around and go rawr and scratch people. I mean, it wasn't anything like this, but it's definitely cool that we get to do this again.
One thing I'll say I noticed is I feel as if they were trying to make the game feel more realistic, you know, with the body motions and all that kind of thing.
Yeah. That's definitely something that
Oblivion definitely feels way more robotic.
Yeah. It definitely feels a little more organic. The game is definitely way more open-ended than Oblivion, I guess. Because in Skyrim, you can at least kind of choose what you want to do. In Oblivion, you're kind of everyone's slave, almost. You can't really select parts of the quest you want to do. In Skyrim, that's a little different.
Oh, go be my errand boy.
Yeah,
you're
basically everyone's errand boy. In Skyrim, it's a little bit different. Yeah, you're still doing quests for people, but the reward's much, much greater.
So, would you say it's kind of in the middle between Oblivion and Fallout 3, where you blow everyone's head off and do what you want?
It's definitely in the middle. Being a werewolf and covering ground is definitely worth it too. Look at this.
Is that just normal walk, or is that sprinting?
No, that's sprinting.
Okay.
But look how fast my sprint regenerated.
Yeah.
And you see that blip of light over there? Oblivion guys will know what that is. That's a nerd root. And in Oblivion, they didn't glow like that. So it just kind of gives more credence to the whole, this game is definitely more mainstream. You know what I mean?
Oh, come over here and grab it?
Yeah, it's like anyone can pick up this game, play it, and have fun. That's really what this game is. And
is that necessarily a bad thing, though?
it's not, but it is. It is for us more advanced gamers who want something a little more out of their game, where we don't have to sit there and, you know, be babied by the game itself.
I mean, it's almost like COD, where, I mean, yeah, anyone can pick up and play it, but, like, if you want a true war game, COD's not the one for that.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, because my brother has this for Xbox, and I picked it up, and I was having some fun with it, too. You know, I just picked it up and started playing, you know. You don't have to, like, oh, I don't know how to do this. It's fairly easy.
I just like murking people while I'm a werewolf. Look at these kitty cats. They think they can beat me. I'm a werewolf. Wouldn't you start running?
I can take them.
Well, you kind of look like a fat werewolf.
They call me Wolverine.
They do. You're like Wolverine's fat, goofy cousin. Let's see. Dragons are definitely something to talk about in this game, of course, because that's pretty much why the game exists. Dragons are a random encounter, and they fall out of the sky all the time. Not always the best timing, though. They're kind of inconvenient sometimes.
Murk 'em.
What's up? Oh, wow.
It's like Pancrase, you're just slapping each other.
But I kind of want to turn back into a human so I can go into my menu, but...
Oh, you just have to wait till your bloodlust thing goes out, or what?
Yeah, pretty much. Character menu not available to werewolves, so you pretty much just have to wait.
Can you wait? Like...
Oh, yeah, you can. I don't know if that solves anything. Yeah, I waited an hour, didn't do anything.
Okay. And how do you know when you're going to turn back into a human?
I've only transformed once, and the one time I did it, you just kind of transform back.
Oh, so there's not like any bar or anything?
Huh, didn't know that happened. If you push your right bumper again, it roars. That's funny. Ooh,
So, no DX11?
no DX11 in this game. It is a DX9 with some DX11 thoughts in it. Well, see, look at the ground. Kind of just snapped back into focus there. Jeez, that woolly mammoth. Rawr.
I will say, I mean, yeah, they kind of left the PC guys hanging out by, you know, not even making DX10 or anything like that, but also there is definitely higher resolution textures in the PC version versus console. But that doesn't mean, you know, it looks good. It just means they're better than console looking.
Yeah, it looks okay. Like, would I say this game has good graphics? No. Would I say it's inefficient at using cards? Yes.
I mean, I will say it doesn't look bad from a distance, and
No,
there's
not
not
bad.
really any post-processing fuzziness getting in your way.
Oh, thank goodness for that. I don't know if I could play it if it had post-processing fuzziness. I can't stand that.
Like fuzziness and blurriness, but then you get close, and it's like, wow, that's actually pretty bad.
This bear just ate all these people.
A gig of VRAM
Yeah, using a gig of VRAM right now.
doesn't make any sense.
That's where games are going, guys. VRAM. Why me? Just a werewolf running around.
More VRAM than Bad Company too, huh?
Correct.
And DX11.
Correct.
All right.
Another thing I want to go over too is shouts. In the last games we didn't have shouts, and those are of course the things you get because you're Dragonborn and you get trained by the Greybeards, and you know you basically can yell at people that get in your way, and it's like it's ancient magic was what it is really, and it's kind of just an extra. Hey, I got you. I don't know. It's like a backup spell in case you're ever gonna die.
So what kind of things can you do with the shouts? I've only seen the one where you push people back.
You saw force. Now you can get fire breath. You can get ice breath. You can get slow time, stop time. You can also get let's see.
Do you have these?
I do, but I can't get in the menu because I'm a werewolf.
Cool.
I didn't know you could go indoors as a werewolf.
Hey.
Don't mind me, guys.
What's up?
Hi. Hi! I think the more I kill, the longer I stay a werewolf. Good.
Is there an ice arrow in you?
There is an ice arrow in me.
Javelin or something?
See, it's a little buggy. I just got stuck on a couple of those objects. I did like the controller support in this game. I literally just plugged this controller in right before we started shooting, and it just worked. Didn't have to bind anything or anything.
Saw a dragon coming?
Could have sworn I heard a dragon.
Here's something.
Oh, there it is.
Can't see it on camera. Oh.
He's this way.
Fight him.
I'm gonna try.
So, when you're a werewolf, you're stronger, or?
Yeah, you're stronger. I don't know. I feel like I'm more vulnerable, though.
Really?
I feel like my health goes down quicker.
And as a bear.
Well, of course. I'm attacking an invisible blood dragon. Huzzah.
And you got bears up in.
Ha! Gotcha, blood dragon. That bear can even kill that other dragon. That dragon couldn't kill that bear.
That's kind of weak sauce.
Now here's the soul absorbing, I hope. Rah.
Doesn't work because you're a werewolf.
Yeah, I was wondering about that.
That's kind of cool that on camera.
Definitely. Soul absorbed.
So is there a lot of dragons, or?
I think there's unlimited, really.
Oh, that's cool.
It's just a random encounter, and their bones sell for a ton. And my cousin was actually telling me that you can get their bones and make it into armor.
Is it any good?
I think it's worse than the armor I have now, but you can do it, and that's cool.
Bone mail.
And Price also, bone mail. Price also wanted me to go over the fact that there's no first person on a pony. Okay, I'm gonna go that under a meh.
Did we mention the shield and weapon and magic thing?
I'm pretty sure we did.
Where you can't use magic.
You can't use shield, sword, and magic at the same time anymore. Like, here, I'll revert to a save. Load. Why not? You can use shield, sword, and shout. Alright, let's equip what you're talking about. Weapons. We will equip my Mehrunes Razor from Oblivion. Yes, you can get this without mods. Pretty cool. And then, let's see.
No shields.
I don't have any shields because I don't use shields, but
Put two swords in your hand then.
I'll have a Staff of Mage Light in the other. And then I'll have a Shout equipped. I'll use Fire Breath. See, I can fire my Mage Light. Huzzah!
Take that, punk.
And then I can like slash, and then I can light things on fire. Huzzah!
But it's not like you can keep shooting that, is it? You have to
No,
the shot to recharge.
Yeah, I have to wait for the shot to recharge.
What's that? Just a light?
Yeah, it's my light that I shot.
Just a flare.
Yeah, it's just a flare, which is actually really useful. To be honest with you. Ooh, what's that? That is another elevator. Oh, oh. Take that, bear.
Blind
Huzzah!
eye.
That worked.
Can you burn him yet?
No, I'm still recharging. Not a smart bear. Not a smart bear. Okay, I don't think I can actually get into this.
There's a lever inside.
Oh, well, why I can't get into this? Yeah, there's a lever inside. It's right there. You have to get it from the inside. Kind of pain in the neck. There's a lot of dwarven ruins in this game as well. So if you miss that from Morrowind, you get that back. And I really do feel that this game is definitely a throwback to Morrowind. There's a lot of the same. Oh, look. There's a lot of the same music in Morrowind that there's in Skyrim. A lot of the same music.
What was that?
That didn't happen like I think you wanted it to happen, did it?
Yeah, no. I think this is actually an NPC that can't die.
Burn it.
Okay. No, she died. Oh, she has a journal.
And what's a journal?
Her journal probably has a quest for what's inside of here.
So, a lot of quests.
Yeah, I can really tell that they wanted this to be a long game because there is a ton of quests. Like, I don't even remember what that girl's name was. Issa.
Do you feel that they put a lot of mini side quests to make up for not having a really long main quest? Or?
Yeah, I could say that.
Okay.
See, there's a stolen sword. Now I can go into my quests and pay a lady and alright, got our quest and we're going in. Why not? You guys like watching quests, right? But the game's a ton of fun, and a lot of this is, I'm demonstrating a lot of the fun in here, and you can access my favorites because I like to shoot people with bows while they're talking to their buddies.
No, bows are cool, man.
Unfortunately, with the bows, for some reason, you see how the dots on the square of his back?
No, we can't see that actually.
Okay, well, it's there. But the bow always aims up in this game rather than down for some reason.
What?
Yeah, like watch. It ended up in the back of his head. And I had it on the square of his back.
Check
See,
that
look.
guy out.
See, look. It went through his ear. But it was... Oh, you don't even want to... Oh, you just absorbed it? Okay, that's...
Magic shield. Run away.
I thought she was going to run out the door.
Dad.
Back to what I was saying before she rudely interrupted. I had my cursor right here on the square of his back, but my arrow went through his head. So...
Physics by A&D is
yeah,
all I can say.
I don't know. It kind of bothered me a little bit, but you can recover your arrows. That's cool.
So, basically the game's fun, but it's got some busted stuff to it, or what?
It's not perfect. It's not the game I wanted it to be. I really wish they just waited and made something truly fantastic.
So, would you say it's a buy day one kind of game, or wait for it to come on sale, or what?
If you really like the Elder Scrolls series, buy it right now because it's a lot of fun and you won't regret spending that kind of money. But if you're indifferent about the game, maybe you should wait till it goes on sale. But If you can wait, wait. But if you can't, buy it because it's definitely. I guess I'm supposed to follow someone into tunnels.
So it's busted, but still worth it.
It's not busted, but there's some things wrong with it, and it's a ton of fun.
Just kill him.
Yeah.
Nope, someone's not here.
The AI is kind of smart and kind of dumb as well. Like, if you kill someone, they'll go and try to investigate what happened, and...
Say, in Oblivion, I shoot arrows right by people's heads all the time. They're like, huh?
No, like, if you shoot an arrow next to someone, like it's near their head, they'll look around and start looking for you. Like, that's really kind of cool that they upped the AI.
This game feels almost like they tried in some things harder than... But then other things they just, like, neglected. Like, they didn't really care.
I shot you in the throat. How are you not dead?
Beast.
There we go.
I wish Bethesda would have just made one game at a time. Made them all excellent.
Yeah, it really does feel like they rushed it a bit. I feel like we as the game community pressured them too much, and we should have really just been patient and waited for a truly great game. But it's still good.
They kind of had a lot on their plate, you know, Fallout 3, Fallout New Vegas, Brink, Rage.
They were trying to do, 9 things at once, which, works for some people, but not all.
It's not the biggest company.
They are not the biggest company. They're one of my favorites, but... Oops. And apparently I leveled up, so I can show you guys that. Alright, so first you get to pick your attribute to advance. Magicka, health, or stamina. And as you can see, I am kind of heavily into health. So I'll pick health again. Now, my light armor is at 74. So you can go up. 10% chance of avoiding all melee damage from an attack if you're wearing all the same armor. They're kind of like circumstantial perks, you know what I mean?
So you use multiple levels?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then like sneak is another one. 25% harder to detect. Muffled movement. Noise from armor is 50% reduced. You won't trigger pressure plates. Sprinting while sneaking executes a tumble. Kind of cool. Yeah, and that's just sneaking. I mean, look at all this stuff you can max out. And the game has a level cap of 50. I'm at 28, and I don't even feel like I've scratched the surface of the game, even though I'm level 28.
So you don't have to sleep to level.
No sleeping to level.
But it's also you level when you want, not like Fallout 3 when you level, everything
it instantly stops and you do it right now.
Right in your face.
Yeah, no, you can actually wait until it's convenient for you. I want that one. That one is now I can move around quickly with my bow draw. That's the perk I just picked up.
I can tell. It's working.
See, I triggered that trap and tried to kill her, but it kind of didn't do anything.
Dead. The way people die actually kind of reminds me of Rage.
Really? I never really played Rage.
I didn't play it either, but I saw some videos. It looks similar.
And the orcs actually look like orcs instead of just kind of like
just
humans.
Fat green people with
instead
teeth.
of like humans with teeth. Like, it actually works really well. Gasp. Talk. Finally.
Someone came.
Shoot him in the head.
Dude. That cat. Oh, and there's definitely some subtle racism in the game.
Oh yeah?
Not against human races, but against Aragornians and Khajiits. You can definitely feel that the Nords are like, oh, those stupid cat people. Or, oh, those lizard folks, I don't trust them. That guy's spirit just pooped out, I guess. Maybe not. Banish the pale lady.
Well, okay.
What's up?
What?
Wow.
Burner.
Not a bad idea. There we go. Search treasure. Oh, the pale blade. So you get a nice little...
Was it any good?
No.
No.
You get a nice little trinket. So you can put the blade back, which I just did. Search that ash pile.
Oh, that was a wisp?
Yeah, well, she's technically a wisp class. Take that. That's worth money.
Wisp mark me in Oblivion right
Oh,
now.
yeah, no, wisps are dangerous in Oblivion. See, this is the kind of stuff I'm talking about. These aren't mystical rocks or anything, and I walk right through them.
Her dear.
Okay, now that that one fell. You know, I just... a little disappointed by that. But these bugs you can grab out of thin air. Grab.
Mine.
And you can put those into, like, alchemy and stuff and make different things.
Speaking of grabbing, can you pick things up?
You can. I'll pick this guy up.
Cool.
Here's his axe. I don't know why it's not doing it so
I
well.
say,
right now.
are you weak or?
No, I picked up
It's
a
not
whole,
working
I picked
well.
up a whole guy and I threw him before he turned on the camera, so I don't know. Now you guys are gonna want to find this quest and do what I did, right? What's that? Oh, just what? Torch?
Torch?
Oh.
No.
One time I pulled those and the rock fell down and then it was like a secret way out. So I always pull those. So that was a fun little quest, and you find these quests all over the place. And I'm sure if you read into the quests, you can get into them more. And here's lockpicking. Does it look familiar?
Looks just like Bob.
It should.
So do your lockpicks break or what?
They do, but
Okay,
mine
'cause-
don't because I'm a beast.
My brother was picking a lock and it just wouldn't break.
Yeah, the Xbox version sounds crappy and really buggy compared to the PC version. It's only slightly buggy. Didn't I come this way?
I don't know.
Oh, I turned. That's right, because I shot that girl in the face.
Take that.
That guy. Let's see if I can pick him
He's
up.
just sleeping.
So you can move people's bodies, and I move people's bodies out of the way so guards don't find them, and it actually works this time.
Like it was supposed to work in Oblivion.
Yeah, and see, here's Kyra's bounty if you got so much money. You know. Like, there's little things in here that make the quest feel more realistic instead of just, like, synthetic, I guess.
Synthetic.
But yeah. Hey, Bryce, if you want to adjust the camera, we can give our final verdict here. Go ahead and turn the lights back on. Alright guys, well you just watched me play a really good portion of Skyrim here, and I
38
feel...
minutes worth.
And it's substantial. I mean, it's a good... we want to get as much content as we can in here. I'm going to try to find our list of...
I break it down to this: $40 game. That's what I say.
Yeah, alright. That's probably a good way of looking at it. Is it's definitely not a $60 game. I bought it for $60, but that's because I love the Elder Scrolls series. I love it. I think it's fantastic, and if I were to give it a rating, a LAFCO price tech rating, I'd have to say it's an excellent game. I just wouldn't say it's on the upper echelons of excellence. It's closer to decent than Half X. So we got our little rating here. I'd say it's like right around there.
Up more.
Right there. I'd say it's like right there. But Skyrim, I'd have to say it is an excellent game, and I can't refute that. I mean, I do feel like it could have been a little bit better, and I feel they could have put DX11 in it, which I've heard they're going to patch it in, and all they're going to do is make sure that number says 11 instead of 9, and that's it. They're not
That'll
gonna change-
satisfy us, though.
That's not going to change anything. You know, they're just going to pull a WoW and do that. But, Yeah, I mean, do you have anything else to add, Price?
I mean, basically, just from my standpoint, I mean, I'm not even that big of an RPG type of guy. I'm starting to get into them, but the game's mad to me.
It just feels more mainstream.
I think it appeals to you more because you followed the Elder Scrolls line, not me.
For
you know,
years.
I just picked up Oblivion just
Nice.
now. You know,
Nice.
so I kind of think that because it's a continuation of the series, it's better to you than it would be for me.
Definitely.
So to me, it's kind of meh.
And it's definitely a lot more mainstream, so if you're not a huge RPG person, this is definitely the RPG to start you in on, because it's real mainstream, it's real easy to pick up. Like, if you want to start playing...
I'd say that, yeah.
It's kind of like the COD of RPGs. Like, if you want to get into first-person shooters, you buy COD because it's easy. You pick it up, you grab your new tube, you go, toom, poof, and everyone dies, and it's all great fun. This is kind of like that, an RPG, but not so much. It's definitely... There's varying degrees of difficulty within the game, because if you don't turn the difficulty slider down, you just get owned for the first 20 levels easy. But I don't turn down the difficulty slider because I like it being a bit challenging, and I feel there's a lot of nuances and a lot of lore that us older Elder Scrolls people are really gonna like, and something new that other people are gonna like as well.
That's what I was gonna say. The game felt just listening to you talk about Morrowind, Oblivion, and whatnot, more of like nostalgia, which
Definitely.
I wouldn't know because I haven't beat Oblivion and I played a Morrowind for like 1 minute.
Nice.
So I mean, I didn't get any of the references, so
Yeah,
it's definitely. I mean, even though they made it mainstream, it's definitely still for your type of
It's
person
for both,
you,
really, yeah.
because like there's references and stuff.
There's definitely a lot of references, like Majid the Liar, and
I wouldn't get that at all.
yeah, and that's totally fine. But this game's definitely worth a buy. It's definitely worth a look over. If you need the game, have to have it, go ahead and buy it. You won't regret it. But if you can wait for the sale.
That's what I'm doing.
Which they probably won't do until they're after done making expansions for it. Which they're probably going to make around 2, maybe 3 expansions.
Well, how long ago did Fallout New Vegas come out? Quite a bit ago, and it's finally down to $5.
Yeah, quite a bit ago. But New Vegas is terrible, and I know it.
Yeah, but I wouldn't feel bad buying this for $15. And that's me being, tight on money. Yeah.
I didn't feel bad buying this for $60. Didn't feel bad. This didn't come out of anything LPT money, because there is no LPT money. This came out of my account, and I don't feel bad. No buyer's remorse. I love this game. It's fantastic. Go ahead and buy it. I give you the Lavco thumb seal of approval. But don't forget to subscribe. Check out our other videos, and hopefully we'll review the next Elder Scrolls, and we'll see it in, I don't know, 7 or 8 years.
1,000 years.
Stick around for our Modern Warfare 3 review and our Saints Row 3 review, and hopefully the Stormtroopers coming soon. See you later, guys.